Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So if you remember these pups that I had separated from the mother stem, this was the stem that I had separated them from, and so these were put into the soil. If you remember last time, I'll put the link in the description below, you can check it out. So now it's time to check if they have rooted or not, because it's time to water them. They are getting slightly wrinkled, not a lot but a little bit on the lower leaves. As you can see on this lower leaves, it's getting wrinkled. Now it's time to check if they have rooted or not. So I'm going to slowly take them out. Now this is especially for people who do not air root your succulents after the succulent has calyced. If you tend to put it into the soil and you want to check if the roots are present or not, you can just lift it up from the soil, and here we go. You can see this. Now you can see the roots are white in color. The reason because they were under the soil, so they were not getting hit by the sunlight. There was not much light, so you can see earlier they were pink, but now they will start to turn white in color. So I'm going to show you this as well. Now guys, you don't have to do this every now and then. I'm just showing you so that you can get an idea of how the roots tend to look like inside the soil. So you can see all of them have rooted. But I would expect you not to do so. This is just for an example, because it's not very a good idea to take them out from the soil every now and then to check the roots, because that will kind of hamper the root growth. So now we have put our succulents back into the soil. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to water this. This is a small cup with some water in it, and I'm going to take this pot and I'm just going to place it in it. I think the water is a little bit too much, so I'm going to empty a little bit of the water and I'll place it in it. You can see the water is almost to the edge of the pot, and we are going to leave this. Now this is a typical type of bottom watering, so we're just going to leave the pot in this, because as I said that if you're going to water it from above, the roots, the plant is not completely stable because the roots are just starting to emerge. So if you're going to water it from above, the succulent will start to move. So the best thing what you can do right now is do a bottom watering. So you can see it will take some time for it, another 5 to 10 minutes, and once the upper layer of soil is completely wet, you can then go ahead and take out the pot. So we're just going to wait for some time so that all of the water is absorbed into the pot. Bottom watering tends to work out really well, especially for new plants or for pups that are just starting out the roots. Bottom watering tends to encourage the roots to grow a little bit more deeper and helps the plant to anchor its roots in the soil. So we are just going to wait for another couple of minutes so that the upper layer of soil is wet. Once the upper layer of soil is wet, it indicates that the soil is completely watered, or basically the entire soil in the pot is moist wet. So guys, now as you can see, the bottom watering is completed. You can see the upper layer of soil is completely wet. So now it's time to just take out the succulent and keep it aside. You can see the water also has reduced a lot. And now we're just going to keep it outside so that all of the excess water is going to flow out. But you can see the upper layer of soil is dark, which indicates that it is moist wet. Now again, we have to wait for the soil to be completely bone dry. Because this is done with bottom watering, so the soil is going to dry much faster, because in this the soil does not stay soggy wet, it is just moist wet, so the soil tends to dry a little bit more faster. So you need to keep a watch, but the soil has to be completely bone dry before you go ahead and do another round of bottom watering. So probably it will take another 2 days or maybe 3 days, depending upon how the weather is. Right now it's been raining a lot, so the soil might take a little bit more longer time for it to dry. But again, depending upon your environment, your weather, the season, and how long it takes for it to dry, it all depends on that. And then you can do your watering again whenever the soil is completely bone dry. So this is how you can follow the same process. And very soon the roots are going to grow even more deeper. They will become even more strong. Once you feel that the plant is very strong, then if you want, you can do a top watering. But I would say bottom watering tends to work out really well for our pups or for our cuttings as well. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.